fellas and felines. Welcome to another episode of Thought-Provoking Inspiration, where you have the exclusive opportunity to awaken and realize yourself. I go by the label of Mike McLaren.
That's right.
And I'll be your host for the show.
Yes, indeed.
Let's go. Folks, welcome to the premiere episode of this thing, this brainchild of mine. And pretty much, I think this is the perfect way to just kick this thing off. This podcast, I'm just loving it already, so much more than video. I've always been an audio guy, and I'm just loving it already. It just feels better to work and edit on audio in Pro Tools, use my NT1A microphone. It just feels so much more better. And shout out to my guy Kyle for really just kind of planting the seed in my mind, or sprouting the seed in my mind, because the seed always been in my mind. So shout out to him. He just sprouted it. We had to talk the other day. Premiere episode, why I stopped consuming. Why I stopped consuming content. Why I stopped watching videos, although they're phenomenal. Why I stopped listening to your album, although it's phenomenal. That's like T.I. Down Trap album. It took me months after release for me to even realize that shit is banging. Long story short, I have to make the music. I can't listen to the music. I have to make the video. I can't listen to the video. I have to make the podcast. I cannot listen to your podcast because I'm busy making my own. Long story short. Premiere episode. I think it's a perfect way to kick this thing off, man. TPI, Thought-Provoking Inspiration. It's your boy, Mike McLaren. And that's just the label. Let's do it. And I hope you enjoy. Sincerely. But if you do or if you don't, I'm going to still keep it going. I'm going to still keep it growing. Because it's just how it is. One of the best ways I can explain it and sum it up is from this lyric from Drake. And I always remembered it. And it goes by, meanwhile, while all my friends are out partying, I'm in here making all the music that they party to. And that's just pretty much the best way I can explain it. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fire out there. Fire is just another word for great. There's a lot of great information out there. You know, Jordan Peterson, he's unbelievable. Spiritual guru and mystic, Sadhguru, unbelievable. Abraham Hicks, unbelievable. Mamba Mentality Kobe Bryant, unbelievable. So, you know, that's part of the reason why I'm done, because it's nothing but fire. My YouTube application, the way I have my algorithm set up, is nothing but fire. It's literally endless. My watch later history, the recommended videos that pop up on the side, it's literally endless and it's nothing but fire. So that's pretty much the thing. It's just endless and it doesn't stop. So I have to stop at some point. I think we all have to stop at some point. And personally, I'm just going balls to the wall with my own shit. So, and you know, on that note, really quick, I just want to say for a second, anybody that may have an interest in inviting me to do any kind of speaking or to your events or anything like that, I do just kind of want to take a second to mention, I notice I do have a heavy tongue on here. And I do it because this is my own channel. And I kind of do it because this is something that I still have where I can still be myself. I can still be somewhat original. And I kind of try to keep this channel in that lane, to keep it original and keep it me. And hopefully I do hope that that's what people will appreciate about not only this podcast, but me. But just understand that I'm very professional. I'm very experienced. I'm a very enlightened individual. And in any given situation, if I ever need to take out the heavy words, I can take that out. And I just want to put that out there because I don't want to miss any opportunities. You know, I could take them out if I want to, but, you know, I kind of consider us domesticated humans of society. And we're pretty much domesticated to the way and the confines and the way that we're supposed to quote unquote live. So since we're domesticated in so many ways and we're expected to act in so many ways, whether it's work, whether it's leisure, whether it's out and about at the store, or whether it's on the playground, we're just expected to act a certain way. You know, and I just kind of like that. I just kind of want something that I can still keep original and still keep really, really me, you know? And I actually just kind of thought about that. So I think that's a really great purpose for this channel. So that's that. And that's why I tend to have a heavy tongue on here. But please don't let that disturb you from any opportunities or any invitations. I could be as professional as necessary. But back to the topic of the podcast, man. I'm done. You know, I just have this thing within me that I want to build this, you know, and that's what fuel me. That's what keep me interested in life. You know, I want to do something big. It's just in me to want to do something big. I just can't explain it. I'm not like everybody else. You know, I just don't give up somewhere in my mid to late 20s. You know, I don't just tap out. And I notice a lot of people tend to do that in life, you know, so on and so forth. But that's not me. I don't give up. I don't tap out. I have it in me to do something big, and that's where I get my zest from, to build this. You know, I'm currently not living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not rich, don't get me wrong, but I'm not currently living paycheck to paycheck. You know, I sit on a decent amount, but I still feel like a failure. You know, I still feel like a failure. And that's simply because I haven't achieved what I want to achieve. I haven't built something as big as I want to. So that's why I'm done consuming content. It's literally endless. And I'll be consuming for the rest of my life if I stayed on that track. And I know some people may be thinking that, saying that only a fool stops learning. But man, trust me. Spirituality and things of that nature and the topics that I talk about in this podcast, that's me. That's just simply my life. That's me. You know, that's just my life. I've studied so much. I've watched so much. I've obtained so much information and knowledge on these topics that honestly, I have lifetimes of this stuff to give out back to you. I've consumed so much of it that I'm just ready to give back to you. You know, I'll never forget, there's a friend of mine that's doing really well in the real estate industry in that avenue, you know, well over 6 figures. And we had a conversation about 2 years ago now, maybe more. And I'll remember one of the first things he said at the beginning of the conversation is, Mike, you're more smarter and you're more intelligent than the majority of these millionaires that I hang out with. I never forget that, man. I never forget that. Terrence, if you listening, I never forgot that, bro. I never forgot that. You know, even though I never mentioned it back to you, I personally never forgot that. You know? He said, you know, once again, you're smarter and more intelligent than the majority of these millionaires that I hang out with. So, you know, I already have the foundation. I kind of been in class for a little bit too long. And now I'm just at the point where I'm just ready to go balls to the walls with my own content. And, you know, I'm also saying this because maybe somebody else out there need to hear this. You know, Gary Vee himself, man, Gary Vee has fire content. How can I forget Gary Vee? How can I forget Gary Vee in my list earlier with the people that have fire content? But Gary Vee himself said in one of his videos before, my wish is that this is the last video that you watch. This is the last one that you ever listen to. Because the secret is to just fucking do the work. Just go. That is a secret. It's work. Sweat equity, work ethic, elbow grease. That's the secret. So that's what I'm transitioning into. I'm done consuming. I'm just done consuming. And you know, honestly, I just made that decision this morning. And I meditated for an hour once I made that decision to just kind of mentally cross over in my own mind. And man, I can already just feel this weight lifting off of me. I feel so much better. I have no will. I'm giving no energy to watching no goddamn video anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. I still watch videos, but that's towards the end of the day when I'm about to go to sleep, which is usually an hour before bed, and like the first 40 minutes when I wake up. 45 minutes, because it kind of takes some time for me to get up and go. You know, at this moment, I can't just fly out of bed and just go. You know, not at least at this moment. It kind of take a minute for me to just kind of pull it together and get it together and get going. But that's when I will watch videos. But other than that, I'm done consuming. I'm absolutely done consuming. And I'm absolutely ready to make my own shit. Period. I'm ready to make the music that they party to. So, it's just as simple as that. I'm just trying to be productive. I'm ready to be productive. And that's just the space that I'm in right now. And it feels damn good. You know? So pretty much I'm done with the content. And if you want to build something worthwhile yourself, I think to some extent, you should be too. But just keep in mind, I've consumed a lot. Like, I've really consumed a lot. You know, I'm like a sponge. I'm a learner. I don't think I have an old soul. So I've learned everything that I've learned, whether personally or from somebody else. It's just not automatically in me. There's nothing wrong with picking up a book and learning from somebody else. I've done a lot of that. But I've learned it all, man. I've learned it all. You know, I mean, I have, don't get me wrong, I haven't learned it all. That's literally impossible, but man, I'm talking lifetimes of knowledge and wisdom and spirituality is in my head. And I honestly think it's just begging to be unleashed, begging to be let out. So that's that, man. I'm done consuming. And if you're in the same boat, I think you should be too. Check it out, man. I go by the label of Mike McLaren. It's just another episode of thought-provoking inspiration, self-help, where you have an exclusive opportunity to enlighten and realize yourself. And I'm just here to share that journey with you. I kind of been through it. I'm here to share it with you. And I'm going to give you this episode's random wisdom off the top of my head. Let me see. Do I have one? I got one. I got it. It's something that we hear all the time. In fact, we hear it so much, we've become immune to it. But it's actually extremely powerful. So today's random wisdom is, you really are the product of the 4 to 5 people that you associate with most. Let me repeat that. You really are the product of the 4 to 5 people that you associate with most. I know you probably heard that 1,000 different times, but you see, that's the problem. You heard it so much you've become immune to it. But it's really true, man. Just look around you. The only way to elevate is to look around you. Simple as that. Peace out, man. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I hope you stay cool, because we gonna continue to keep this shit going. Period. So shout out to you if you listening, because you're in on the beginning of something great. Because personally, I'm not gonna stop. Period. Let's go. open up your eyes, realize it yourself. You gotta get up and get it, believe it, depend on nobody else. My name is Mike McLaren, and I'm here for inspiration. For you, your cat, your dog, man, I do this for the nation. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on Facebook. It's thought-provoking inspiration, baby. Let's go.